What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. So not too long ago, actually it's been a couple months now, me and Chris went magnet fishing and we actually caught a few good knives. This one here is actually a Gerber. As you can see, it's rusted. And this one here, no special name brand, but it was intact. And I said that I wanted to maybe try to see if I can restore them to a degree to where they're usable again. Well, I had this product here. It's called, and this is not a sponsored plug, guys, Evap-O-Rust. Now, it's supposed to safely remove rust from anything, tools. There's no acids, there's no fumes, safe on skin and eyes, water soluble. So we're gonna see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these knives in this cup here, and I'm gonna literally let them soak probably 24 hours. And we're gonna see what type of results that we get by doing that. And I'll flip them over, of course, and we'll see what happens. And then I'll go from there to see what else I have to do. I'll probably have to get some wire brushes and things like that. Get a nice up close look of what these looked like. It's pretty bad shape. And you'll see that the solution's already actually, there's some type of reaction going on because the solution's turning brown from the yellow color. So, cool. I'm gonna set them down here and we'll check back on them. All right, guys, this stuff has been sitting in here for 6 hours or so. So let's take a look and see what's going on. All right, we got a little bit of progress. It looks like the rust is definitely coming off a lot easier than what it normally would. Look at that. Wow. Just doing that for a few minutes is night and day for how this looks. Well, I think this knife might be broken. Alright guys, so as I told you the other day, I've been working on these knives. I have actually been leaving them sit in this solution overnight. Now, honestly, I've taken the little bristle brush here, right here. I've taken this little wire brush to it for the most part. It's gotten a lot of the rust off, but I think we need to go one further. Now, there's a little tip that I could show you about how to remove rust from any light metal object or knife, pocket knife such as this. And it's pretty simple, and you could do it with just simple household items. So let me show you, and hopefully we get this baby cleaned up today. So guys, as you can see here, our knife, after sitting in the Evap-O-Rust for about 24 hours, looks relatively good. I mean, honestly, it doesn't look bad at all for sitting in salt water for whatever period of time. But I can tell you guys, if you want to remove these fine particles of rust off of the blade, there's a very good way of doing so without ruining anything. And you could do it with just some aluminum foil that you have right in the cupboard here. So what happens here is if you take aluminum foil, and you can lubricate it with water, but you could do it dry as well. And if you rub it on something that has, I don't know, that's iron or that has rust, then what happens is you replace the iron oxide with aluminum ions. And when you do so, it cleans this up and polishes it very, very well. So there's a little chemistry involved. I mean, I don't know the exact procedure, but let's take a look and see how well this works. You want to be careful. Clearly you're doing this on a knife. You want to make sure that you don't cut yourself. As you start rubbing, you'll see the aluminum oxide coming off of the foil here. Gets a little dark. Now you can see that this blade is somewhat pitted. It's not terribly bad, but it is pitted. Let's use a little water. Give us some little lubrication. You'll see how, you see that dark? That's the aluminum oxide. You really don't want to wipe too much of that off, because that's what's ultimately helping polish the knife and remove the rust. So it's nice that it's just pulling up here. Look at that. Pretty impressive. Got a feeling this baby gonna look good here.
No food? I'll eat the birdie. Big old birdie here. Look this way. Turn look this way. I'll show you what it is. You can't see it upside down. You gotta look at it this way.
Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the third day that I've allowed the knives to sit in the solution. There are a few revelations that I found out. One being that this Gerber is not salvageable. It is in a condition that is not worth fixing. It's actually cracked in a few places. I didn't know this until I removed enough rust to see. It's unfortunate because I think that would have cleaned up really nicely. However, my Ozark knife, as you could tell, is coming out very, very nicely. So I'm going to finish polishing it up, and then I'm going to reassemble it, and we're going to have a look-see at it. So let's take a closer look, get this polished up, and should be going into the box to be used. Alright, so you can see here, guys, that this went from a nice clear yellow to a dirty stained brown. So the chemical reaction and all the rust coming off, the particles falling in there over the last 3 days have really altered the look of that solution. Check out that, guys. That's the rust that's in the bottom of the cup from over the last 3 days. Pretty impressive. I got to get my screws out of here that I've been allowing to soak. So like I described yesterday, guys, the aluminum foil, as you scrub the steel that has the rust, this aluminum oxide has a chemical reaction, ultimately polishing it. So it's really neat that all of these chemicals can be bought right over the counter, or I'm sorry, the cleaning agent, and also aluminum foil obviously can be bought at any grocery store, Walmart. But this stuff really helps get the rust and everything off of any item that's metal. And it's a really efficient, inexpensive way of doing things. And as you could tell, it works quite well. Don't seem like it's doing a whole lot. Almost brand new. This is the good old Ozark. Taking it apart, used aluminum foil, just a few household chemicals, let it soak for 3 days, and then with the aluminum foil and the cleanse oil, she's in fully operational working order. And as you could tell, it looks really good. So pretty cool, guys. We're gonna go do some more magnet fishing. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you on the water. Hey, beautiful.